Hello, and thank you for joining us today in our study of the book of Psalms. Today we are in the 8th Psalm. It's a short psalm of only 9 verses, and yet it is one that casts an image of glory and wonder in man's relationship to God as man thinks about God. David is once again going to be the author of this psalm, and it's going to be interesting because it's going to begin and end with the same sentiment or the same wording. And then the verses in the middle are going to explain why that sentiment exists. So let's look at Psalm 8. Beginning in verse 1, we read, O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is your name in all the earth, who have set your glory above the heavens. Out of the mouth of babes and nursing infants you have ordained strength, because of your enemies, that you may silence the enemy and the avenger. When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have ordained, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you visit him? For you have made him a little lower than the angels, and you have crowned him with glory and honor. You have made him to have dominion over the works of your hands. You have put all things under his feet, all sheep and oxen, even the beasts of the field, the birds of the air, and the fish of the sea that pass through the paths of the sea. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is your name in all the earth. Here you have in Psalm 8 a message of honor and glory and wonder to God. As a matter of fact, it is going to begin with the psalmist talking about the glory and the excellence of God, the fact that everything points back to Him, and that everything brings glory to Him. And as you look throughout the scriptures, that's one of the emphases of both the Old Testament and the New Testament, is the fact that everything that God made gives glory or brings glory back to Him. And so He is worthy of that glory. And how excellent, excelling all others is His name. It is a reflection of the fact that God is over all, that God has authority over all, yes, but that He is also responsible for it all. And so, because of that, there is this sense of wonder. As a matter of fact, the psalmist will talk about when he looks at everything that has been created and all of the things that have been placed at the disposal of man and that surround man and all of those different attributes. He says, look at everything that you've made. And he then gets a little bit introspective. He says, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you visit him? What makes man so important? What is it that makes man so valuable? And of course, the answer to that question is found in the creation of man. When you go back to Genesis chapter 1, you have the emphasis that is made that man is different from the rest of God's creation, that mankind is different from the animals. As a matter of fact, the psalmist here is going to talk about how that God placed man over the animal kingdom with authority over them, but also with responsibility for them when it comes to the animal kingdom. And yet man is made in the image of God. Man is made with an eternal side to him, a spiritual side to him, as is talked about in Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 and 27. And so the psalmist here admires the beauty of creation, not in a destructive sense, but rather in a sense of wonder and awe at all of the things that God made and the beauty of them and the enormous amount of sensibility that is found in the creation of God. And then he looks at himself and asks what it is that makes man so special. And yet it is found in the excellence and the glory of God itself, because we are made in his image. And so he talks about the fact in verse 7 that all sheep and oxen and even the beasts of the field, the birds of the air and the fish of the sea are placed under his feet. Now, there's also going to be a sense in which this is going to look forward to Jesus, and it's going to be discussed in the sense of Jesus, of being made a little lower than the angels, being crowned with glory and honor. But you also see here in Psalm 8 the fact that God has given a level or a measure of glory to man in what it is that he has placed before him for him to take charge of, for him to take care of, for him to have authority over, because of the fact that man is made in the image of God. And yet, the psalmist does not take that glory and espouse it as being equal to God, nor does he take it as though he deserved it or was owed it, but rather it was that which was given to and placed before him. And so he closes the psalm with the very same sentiment that he opens it with. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent, how excelling above all is your name in all the earth. There are so many depths to the things that we could talk about when it comes to this particular psalm, because there is a great beauty and a great sense of wonder at God's creation that is found in these 9 verses, and a sense of looking forward to the greatest man of all in Jesus. And so I hope these things have been beneficial to you, even though we don't have time to plumb into those greater depths to any lasting degree. But be mindful of Psalm 8. And remember that ultimately, when you look at the creation around us and everything that we see, it all gives glory and honor to God, even you. Next time we'll come back and we'll begin looking at Psalm 9. And I hope that you'll join us then. Thank you for being with us today, and I hope you have a great day.